quick apology before we start the video. YouTube videos take a long time to make, especially theories that need to be edited and things. Unfortunately, this time I didn't have enough time since Dark Revival's announcement for the release date only came out a couple of days before the actual release. So I didn't have enough time to edit and make the video since I was also making another video. So I didn't really have enough time to make it. So what I've done instead is I'm just going to keep a little bit of footage in the front, and you guys are going to have to listen to the theory. So this will be more of an audio than an actual video. The visuals aren't going to be there. I might put an image on screen here and there, but the video really won't be reliable. So I think I put gameplay footage on the screen, but that's really all that is. I won't be putting actual footage on screen other than just the gameplay. So yeah, sorry about that, and let's get on with the video. Also, spoilers for Bendy and the Ink Machine. So, Bendy in the Dark Revival. People were debating whether or not it would be released, but we finally got it! A trailer! This is packed full of new information, and I want to use that information to go through my old Bendy in the Dark Revival video and update my findings. Now, there will be spoilers for Bendy in the Ink Machine. I recommend you watch both my original Bendy in the Dark Revival video and the Bendy in the Dark Revival trailer. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Here's how this video is going to work. In my original video, I made bullet points about pretty much everything we knew at the time. I will go through these bullet points and update the information with the new trailer. Anyway, let's get on with it. We now know a lot more about Audrey than we previously did. She appears to be an animator at the studio. She also appears to be doing a lot of work and staying overtime to finish her work. She also appears to be given Employee of the Month for this, as we see in this image that was given on Twitter. There also appears to be evidence that Audrey is Henry's daughter. Basically, this image right here was what we saw at the end of Bendy and the Ink Machine. And the little girl we hear at the end that says,
"Tell me another one, Uncle Joey."
She's strongly implied to be Henry's daughter. Now, if this was set in the 1960s and Dark Revival was set in the 1970s, I'll talk more about that later. That would imply the little girl is now 20, which aligns with how old Audrey is shown to be in the trailer. The Butcher Gang were always important in Dark Revival, now more than ever. In Bendy and the Ink Machine, they were thrown onto us in a move that resembles Toby Fox's Star Walker. It almost seems like we were just meant to know who these characters are. Perhaps we will have them and their backstories explained in the next game. Also, one thing I noticed. If you look at Fisher here, who is my favorite Butcher Gang member, you'll notice his head is a little different from how it was in the original game. In Bendy and the Ink Machine, his head was just on a fishing pole. Here the fishing pole seems to be elevated. Maybe this implies that the head has been raised. Maybe they're gonna speak to us, and they're like raising the head to make it look more human. I don't know. It's just a weird thing I noticed. Anyway, Bendy's back and better than ever. Of course, they're trying to keep it secretive and not showing him on screen yet. It seems from the shadow that he doesn't have a chin. That might just be deceptive camera angling though, so I wouldn't really jump to conclusions with that. But the Ink Demon is not what I'm interested in. We've all seen him before. No, what I'm more interested in is the good version of Bendy. Could this be Henry? Since, if you look at the end of Chapter 4, Allison seems genuinely shocked at Henry. Also, the fact that Tom does not trust Henry might imply that Henry is a good version of Bendy. Now, Allison being shocked could just be the fact that she killed another version of herself, but it could also be the fact that she isn't looking at Alice and is looking at Henry instead with shock might imply that she is actually shocked at Henry. I don't really know. There's no real evidence for this. We see him playing with a toy train in the trailer, and movie trailers have a habit of changing things later. So maybe in the trailer he was actually drawing, but they changed him to be playing with the toy train. Otherwise it would give away the fact that it's Henry. So maybe they changed it just for the trailer. Maybe they'll in the final game he'll be drawing in that scene. I don't know. Because we can't really have any evidence for this for now, but there might be. There might not be. We don't really have much evidence. But if he is Henry, I get to see I called it. Anyway. There is more evidence for this point. with the Heavenly Toys workshop having resurfaced with a new design, we can see that we are clearly in the same workshop again. Although it has been modified slightly. I don't know why this is, I'll talk a little more about this. It seems like less and less like we're going to be able to choose. Originally we felt like this would have more choice in it. However, it feels like it still has the linear story that Ink Machine had. Maybe not though, maybe we still get choices. And that heart scene is feeling more and more like a standalone scene and not a common thing. So maybe it's just like a one-time thing where we get to see the heart. I don't know. It might be a thing, it might not be a thing, we don't really know at this point, but it seems more and more like it's just a standalone thing, since we haven't seen any more heart imagery. Although we do see this quick glance of something saying atrium support. And the rating did say blood and violence, so perhaps hearts being there might be a thing? I don't know. Maybe. Number 6. Neither a sequel or a prequel. This one's interesting, since we seem to have contradicting evidence. Since Nathan Arch has taken over the studio, as evident by the Archgate Pictures banner here, I'll talk... If you have no idea who Nathan Arch is, here's a video about him. By Super Horror Bro, it's really good. This is set sometime... This seems to imply that this is set sometime in the 70s, while Bendy and Ink Machine was set in the 60s. Maybe? I don't really know. I feel like there might be evidence, but again, Mike Mood said that this isn't a sequel or a prequel. Also, about the loop thing, there were always theories that Henry was in an infinite loop, and this was the 414th loop. That's why 414 is such a common number here. But there might be a chance that we're actually outside the loop. Seeing all this realistic graphics out here, the Alice Angel looking a little different, which I'll talk more about later, and the Heavenly Toys looking different. I don't know, maybe not. It might just be graphics. We don't really know yet. We might have to wait and see. Bendy and the Ink Machine is a very vague game. They love keeping things vague and don't really explain the story. And I really like that because it gives us opportunities to theorize. But yeah, that's pretty much all for now. The final point is the new character being introduced. And I'm really happy about this. We seemingly have confirmation as to who this is. This appears to be a new character named Wilson, as we see on this poster. Now, Wilson is missing an eye and seems to be battle-scarred. Super Horror Bro theorizes that this is some kind of janitor. I'm not 100% sure about this. Maybe this is some kind of evil tyrannical leader guy. Maybe he's some kind of Joey Drew type guy. I don't really know who he is. We don't have much evidence for any theory right now. He seems to be wearing a janitor's thing, but he also seems battle-scarred. Maybe he's been in some kind of accident. Maybe he's tried the ink machine on himself. We really don't know. But he seems to have freed everyone in the ink world from the ink demon. And this even puts extra emphasis on the fact that there's a cartoon world and a real world. So this is just really confusing. And it gets more and more confusing the deeper we dig into this. So this seems like they are drawing connections. Maybe there is a loop, maybe there isn't. He's controlling the loop perhaps. Maybe he's gonna free us from the loop. Maybe we have to free Henry from the loop. It's just very confusing at this point. But yeah, we don't really have much evidence. Anyway, final thoughts. This looks fun. I can't wait to play it. There is so much lore and just so many new things. I'm really excited. It also seems like the gameplay will be improved upon, which is good since my biggest criticism of Bendy was always that it didn't have good gameplay and the replayability was awful. I think it would function better, honestly, as a novel. Maybe Dark Revival will be similar, maybe it won't. We don't really know yet. We've seen a lot of cool gameplay stuff. Maybe it'll be better. I hope it'll be better. As for the graphics, they're brilliant. Of course, the Butcher Gang is looking great as ever, and we'll finally be able to see the models of Fisher and Stryker, as I mentioned before. They are looking amazing. I love what the team has done with this. The Lost Ones, Alice Angel, Wilson, Brute Guy, this puppet woman, and Audrey all look brilliant. I do have one criticism though, and that is Allison. She doesn't even vaguely resemble her model from the first game, which I think is actually better. Look at the more rounded head shape and cheeks with bigger lips and smaller eyebrows. None of that in Dark Revival. I don't know if it was intentional, but I like the old model better. The graphics are still great though, and much better than in Bendy. Much better than in Ink Machine. Anyway, I'm super excited to play this and cannot wait for it to release. I might also make a theory when it releases about the whole thing, just summarizing the game. Stay tuned for that. Till then, see you all until that video, and then it's coming on November 15th, which is really soon. As I'm recording this, it's in like 2 weeks. So I'm really excited to play it. By the time you're watching, it might be closer, or it might even be released at the time you're watching this. I don't know. But I'm super excited for it, and I cannot wait to play. So, yeah, see you. One thing I wanted to mention is just how quickly this video has been done. I literally just wrote the script, and I'm recording it within like 2 hours. I wrote the script and recorded the video in 2 hours. And I feel like I might get the whole video done in a day. Normally my videos take like a week to get done. This might be like the fastest video I've ever made. Jeepers creepers. Normally, even like my shorter videos take like a week to make. My YouTube shorts, they take weeks to make. Some of them take months. The Papyrus video took a month to make. Jeepers creepers.